Hey everyone, this is Yi with Casa Dreams, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I turned my mistakes into profits on my 6th renovation property. Let's recap my experience with renovations in the last 5 properties. I've had a quadplex, I've had a commercial land, a vacation home, a single family home that we purchased and renovated and moved in, and then a 5th single family home that we purchased, and we're working on it right now to renovate it. We're about to be done. We have 2 weeks left, and we're gonna put it on the market and hope that we can profit $75K from that at minimum. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss out the key mistakes that I'm going to review, what I did and how I'm going to turn that around on my 6th property. Let me give you a quick overview on why we decided to invest in this property. It's because of location. It is close to all the mountain biking trails. A lot of the amenities, such as the downtown area of Bentonville, is very lively almost every night and every weekend during the summer. It is close to the Crystal Bridges Museum. It is close to 4 schools within walking distances. And so that is why we decided to invest in this property, because of the great location. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe below, like, comment, and share with friends and family. Let's jump right into the mistakes that I made so many of you can learn and save yourself thousands of dollars and months of time on your projects. One of the mistakes I made is not having multiple exit strategies for my properties. I cannot stress enough, what I should have done was put together 2 to 3 exit strategies for every project that I'm working on. I experienced that with my 4th property, a single family home that I purchased and was going to flip it. During the renovation process, the economy changed, the interest rates went up to 7%, everything stalled and slowed down. No one was buying because of the uncertainty. We don't know what was going to happen. I knew I wasn't going to get that much money in return, so I panicked. I wasn't sure what to do next. I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what to do. So make sure that you always have 2 to 3 exit strategies on your property. Don't be like me. Another key mistake I made is not having the layout done put it on paper, the before and then the after, so that I can compare and I can see the flow, what it's going to look like, and how everything was going to come together. In one of my properties, there was a bump out or bump in from the garage, and outside of the garage was an open space, but in the interior space, it ate into that. Because I didn't have that layout, I had the contractors go ahead and refinish the wall, mud it, refinished it, and painted it. Halfway through the project, I realized, hey, I could have done something with that space, because I just had to put a wall outside and then open up part of that wall and reuse that for something entirely. So what I ended up doing was repurposing it for washer and dryer, stackable washer and dryer, and then putting a barn door over that. That made the house changed completely. It made the house look more premium. It added much more character to the interior of that property. And so I could have avoided having paid double the money if I had a plan put in place, a layout put in place of before and after. What I'm going to do going forward, I'm going to work with an architect to make sure that we put together all the layout and call out all the various things that I need, and even be able to pick his brain and get his suggestions on what he thinks and how the layout should be and what he thinks should be added, or if there's anything missing. The third mistake I made was not already selecting my finished materials. That costed me time and money. For example, one of my bathrooms in one of the investment properties, the contractor called me and said, hey, what do you want your finishes to look like for this, such as your hardware and the type of tile. So last minute I had to scramble, figure out, okay, what kind of materials do I want, what size will fit well in that space, what color hardware do I want, and then also if they were even available, and some were not. Black is kind of in right now, and to try to find black hardware was not available during that time at all. You had to order, and they were about 2 to 3 weeks out. That delayed that bathroom project, and I had to just wait. So avoid that. Make sure you select your finishes so things can go smoothly. The contractor can move from one part of the house to the next easily and efficiently. The fourth mistake I made was I thought I could do some of the work to save some money. Mind you, my background is in IT project management. I have very little skill set or experience in doing these type of work. I believe I could do it, and I did do some of them, but man, all the mistakes and the time and the additional cost of tearing down, redoing it again, parts that I don't have, equipments that I don't have that I have to go purchase, all that combined is not worth it unless you specifically specialize in that particular skill set and you know how to do it and you have the tools for it, you know you can be very efficient with it. I would suggest you not take on any of the renovations in the property, because I did that and it was a waste of time, waste of money. The fifth mistake I made was not having a working contract in place and having the subcontractors or the GC sign that. And what I would have detailed in there are payment arrangements, how they were going to get paid and how often, mistakes, how we were going to handle mistakes, uncompleted work, and also withholding X amount of percentage of the payment until the work has been verified and everything is okay. Because once you pay these contractors, it'd be hard to get them to come back and fix anything or do anything for you unless it's a new job. The sixth mistake I made was not having a project timeline. I mean, I came from an IT background as a project manager, but for whatever reason, in real estate, I didn't pull from my bag of tricks as a project manager. I believe it's because I was very excited, anxious to get projects done, and also part of it could be because I hated the project planning and all the bureaucracy around that. And I thought, hey, you know what? Real estate, it's not complex. It's not like IT. I don't need a project plan. It's just some high-level task, and that's it. But boy, was I wrong, super wrong, really wrong. So I learned that you need a project plan. You need to detail the task and detail the finishes, exactly what you need in there. You also need your timeline so that the contractor knows when you expect to get this done. And also add in the budget, put in the budget back in there so that they remember that, okay, this is what the budget is. And anything that goes over, you're not paying for that unless you have approved it. Because of these mistakes, I cost myself anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 in my previous 5 projects, real estate investment projects, and added an additional 1 to 2 months to the project timeline. So you can see how expensive it can be if you don't take it seriously, like I didn't, and you don't get very detailed with each of your project. I'm going to apply these 6 mistakes that I've learned to my 6th investment property, and hopefully I don't make the same mistakes again. I'll also be looking into additional things that I need to mitigate my risk as well, so that I can stay within budget. And I think that this property would be a success if we can get it done in about 3 months and within that our budget of $100,000. That would be a success if we can stay within that time frame and that budget. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe below, like, comment, and share with friends and family. Well, thank you for tuning into my channel. I'll see you in the next episode.